Today I want to show you how I make my whimsical honey lollipops. They're one of my favorite offerings in the shop. I've been making them for a few years now, and every time I do, they just really bring so much delight to people. They really help you connect with the inner child. They're a lot healthier than the lollipops that you buy in the store, and it's just such a fun and simple activity. So I wanted to show you how I make them. I also have a digital guide that goes into all the steps and has step-by-step instructions, my best tips, a supply list, and even some of my favorite recipes. So let's get to it. So these lollipops are incredibly simple to make. They just have 3 ingredients as the base. So it's sugar, honey, and then water, but you can add different herbs or use different waters or flavorings to customize them how you like. You could also make them just with honey, but I like to use a mix of sugar and honey so that they stay solid a bit more. If you just have the honey ones, they can become really, really sticky. And so that's why I like to use a mix. But what's great here is that the honey really shines. So depending on what honey you use, the flavor really comes through. So I love to use raw local honey, even though you're going to heat it up a little bit, and then just a touch of water. So that's how you start, and then from here we're going to put it on the heat, and I'll show you a little bit more about that process. So once you start with the flame, I love to put it on about medium heat, and then just start stirring it. The process goes pretty quickly, so you definitely want to be focused once you get into it. So I love to take a chopstick because it doesn't conduct heat, so I can just stir it pretty easily, and you can see the sugar's kind of melting, the honey's melting, and then soon everything will be the same color. So now you can see how it's starting to bubble a bit and everything is a bit more liquid. So I just like to use the chopstick to keep the mixture moving so that nothing burns. The key here too is using a candy thermometer because it will let you know how hot your mixture is and also let you know when it's at the right stage to begin pouring into the molds. So I love to use this stick candy thermometer. I'm going to show you. So I'm using this candy thermometer and I'm wanting it to get up to 300 before I start pouring it in the molds. So I'm really just watching it, stirring it regularly, and looking at the temperature. Okay, it's at 300 now. So I'm going to take the thermometer down and then have to move pretty quickly. So they're easiest to pour from a container or like a little cup like this. So what I like to do is pour the mixture into a heat-safe kind of cup like this. This one's made of silicone. And then just pour them in the molds. And it's really hot at first, so sometimes as the bubbles pop, you'll have to go back around and refill them, kind of top it off a bit, but it's really soothing. You can kind of get into a meditative state with these. And you can tell once the mixture starts slowing down and how it comes out of the cup like this, that this is going to be the last full one I try to do. Okay, and then I'll try to fill the earlier ones up a little bit, and I think that's about all that's going to come out now. And if you wanted them to be just like little chews or like little hard candies without the stick, you could let them solidify like this and cool like this. But because I'm trying to make lollipops, I just take my sticks and put them in there. So yeah, then you just put the sticks in here. It's really simple. And you can see how it just covers them because it's still warm. And there you go. So then I like to just take a look at them and make sure that the sticks are fully submerged. So I might twist them a little bit like that, just to make sure that they're fully covered. And then after about 20 minutes or so, they're done. And that's it. So now I'm gonna wait about 20 minutes for these to fully cool, and then I'll show you how they look outside of the molds. But it really is that simple. Once you get started, the process goes pretty quickly, so you really have to be attentive. But I think that they're such a fun and easy way to use your creativity. It's a really special activity to share with little ones. And they're just, they're a lot healthier than the pops that you buy in the store. And you just have they're just so much fun. They're really sweet. I love to include herbs in mine sometimes. I have some varieties on my site like rose and lavender, as well as thyme and mullein. And so I love to include the herbs as well to offer those benefits, whether it's heart tending or respiratory support. And so it's a great way to work with herbs and just in culinary herbalism and just get some different flavors into your palate. This is how they look after about 5 minutes. You can still see they're kind of soft. This is after about 15 minutes. They should come up from the mold really easily. And just look at that, so pretty. And if you made it this far, I hope that you will like and subscribe to see more videos like this of behind the scenes running my own whimsical business.